follows that go along with any type of situation.
Fuck yeah. Excuse me. Sorry about that, boys. Woo! This is coming in hot tonight. We're doing a live watch of the Kings Edmonton Oilers. This episode sponsored by All Elite Wrestling. This is the gay shirt. Now, you might argue that all wrestling shirts are gay. Hello. Let me turn the light off. I do look like Roderick Strong right now. Yeah, the AEW Pride Edition shirt. Thank you very much. A very good Dynamite tonight. All right. Kings putting some pressure on. It's 10 minutes left. Yeah, Omega's coming back next week. In Winnipeg, that should be good. Of course, Jack Perry came back tonight and attacked Tony Khan. So it's like someone is listening to the Earlverse. Everything I've said they should do with Jack Perry, they've done. And it's working out. We had a good kind of like a casino battle royal. Will Ospreay in the ring for a few minutes with Jay White. Who said that a couple weeks ago? Hockey playoffs in full swing. And Jessine, I believe you are new to the stream. Thank you, Guggy. I'm assuming you're a dude. But I am wearing a Pride. Whoa. Oh, big save there by Cam Talbot, ex-Edmonton Oiler. Thank you very much. And Bouchard's got a real bomber. Guggy is my brother. You mean your actual brother? Damn, that was a nice save by Cam Talbot, who played for the Oilers from 2015 to 2019. What up, Stella B? We do have a woman in the stream. Repeat, there is a woman in the stream. Sup, everyone, what's up? You know, I'm doing a Humpday Earlverse. My attention is on the Kings game right now, but I can still read the chat. Yes, Stella B is a known female in the Earlverse. Yeah, hit the like button. There's 6 people in here, 3 likes. The numbers don't add up. Draisaitl with a nice shot there. What up, John Doe? In the house. J-Man Jack in the Earl Hall of Fame. The Earlverse Hall of Fame, along with AC/DC 5150. Well, let me tell you, Dave, I've already watched Dynamite, but I get the East Coast feed on the West Coast time slot. And it's now 3-3. We got a ball game here. I did not get good feedback from the topless episode. I am not cutting out, Guggy. My Wi-Fi is at full capacity. Yes, if you are, I am There's nothing more I can do on my end. So if you're cutting out, just refresh the stream. I'm using the Wi-Fi hotspot on my phone, which is 5G. I cannot do any better for you guys, but where you guys can do better for me is 13 people in here and only 4 likes. Come on. What up, Dr. Chow? We're just doing a hump day hockey, AEW, and whatever else you kids want to talk about in the Earlverse. It's a nice mellow stream. We go an hour stream in here. I don't panhandle for hours. So, I don't stream snipe. I don't slag other podcasts or streams. I talk about myself because I'm selfish. And I don't have the mental. Yes, thank you, Dr. Nova. I believe you can only hit the like button once. But I know that some of you guys have multiple accounts, burner accounts, if you will. What's up, Sour Milk? I'm just watching the King game. Yeah, I believe Chad did hit $1,000 today in the chat. So you listen, love him or hate him or have no feeling towards him at all. When you make $1,000 in a hour and a half stream, you're doing something right. I'm happy if I make $20. I love the story with AEW, John. I said 4 weeks ago, my friend Jordan the Lion will back up on this, that it all makes sense. CM Punk has a problem with Jack Perry. They show the backstage footage. You can pick a side as to who was right or wrong. But you bring FTR into the storyline because they're CM Punk's friends. You have the Bucks, who are friends with Jack Perry. And I said to Jordan the Lion 3 weeks ago, they should have Jack Perry cost FTR the championship. And he's in the elite with Okada, the Bucks, and Jack Perry. And then what this could set up is, and I'm just saying, next week Kenny Omega's back. Now I don't know if Kenny Omega can wrestle till London, but this sets up the elite, the new elite, against, I would say, Omega, Kota Ibushi, which would reunite the Golden Lovers. And then you would need 2 more. Now, I don't know who those 2 would be. Could be a new person, maybe Matt Riddle, maybe a tag team. But, Ibushi and Omega are a tag team. So, could be a wild card like Big Bill. He needs a home. I don't know. It would have to make sense. Well, I mean, he's in, what is he in, MLW? So I don't know. Yes, I love the dark lighting. And it would be even darker, but that white hue you see is from the TV screen. But I love, they're in Winnipeg next week. So, it makes sense to bring back Omega in his hometown. Maybe Hook, get Hook involved. So are the 2 guys that carry 2x4s? You mean Hacksaw Jim Duggan? I don't believe so. So there's some good storytelling finally being told in AEW. Now you got to get Jack Perry a good first feud. He beat up Tony Khan tonight. Tony Khan took a nice bump, but goddamn, is he bad on TV? Some people, you either have it or you don't have it. in television. He just doesn't have it. Like, he seems scared on television. Whether you like Vince McMahon or not, he's good on TV. I mean, he's been on TV for 40 years. So, but I wouldn't mind seeing Riddle come in, maybe join forces with Omega, Ibushi, and one more. Mustafa Ali, he's in TNA. I don't know how hard those contracts are to get out of. I mean, MJF has got to be close to coming back. So good times for AEW. I said this before. Now you've got a lot of factions in there, and in the promo tonight backstage with Renee Paquette, Don Callis, Kyle Fletcher, and Will Ospreay, the seeds of discontent with Ospreay and Callis were placed. So I'm guessing what they're going to do. Now, I don't know if Mark Davis is ready to wrestle again, but you reunite United Empire. So now these are the feuds you have. These are the factions you have. You've got Christian, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. You've got the United Empire. You've got the Don Callis family. You've got the Blackpool Combat Club. And, I think you've got the Kingdom, Roderick Strong and Taven and the bald dude. I think it's Jackson's his last name, Adam Cole. So, there's potential to have some really good matchups. This is where the good writing comes in. He's probably bored, and I'm sure he got a lot of money. People think, oh, he's got a lot of money already. People with a lot of money like a lot of money. So I'm sure they made it worth his while. I mean, you could tell toward the end, Gravy, that when the Buck jumped off the rope, that he really left a lot of leeway for error. So, I mean, it wasn't a botch, but, they were overly protecting the guy. But, listen, Tony Khan gets a lot of shit. He's a billionaire, and you know what? But he could spend his money elsewhere, or he could not spend it at all. So to the people who constantly shit on AEW, like, be glad there's competition. Because tonight, Dynasty was a very good pay-per-view. Not perfect, but very good. I know, I do miss those gigantic fat slobs, One-Man Gang, Akeem, the African Dream, King Kong Bundy. I mean, Haystacks Calhoun. That would be funny if he sold it. Now, I don't know if the NFL would dig this, but it would be funny. Here's what I would do. Here's another idea for AEW. And I hope listen, you have Tony Khan walk out to make the Jaguars' first pick, and then Jack Perry beats the shit out of him at the NFL draft. I mean, that would be crazy, right? Or if you really want to go nuts, you have Jack Perry sitting at the players' table where whoever they're going to draft is going to get drafted, and he whispers into his ear. He stays at the table, and then the guy at the Jaguars draft, gives Tony Khan the Russian sickle, Nikita Koloff style. But I don't really know if the NFL wants to get involved in a AEW storyline. I'll guess they don't. But given the money, look, Ferrier doing some dipsy and doodling. I mean, listen, any idea? There's no bad idea in wrestling. It's like comedy. There's no bad ideas. I mean, look at Roast Battle as the ultimate, simple idea that a million people could have come up with. And Brian Moses fucking let it grow and bleed into what it is. And it's been a great way for other people other than myself to make money. Welcome to the business. So, oh, really? That would be funny, Nick. Yeah, Jeff Ross milked to show that he had nothing to do with creating or building. Gee, there's a pattern there, isn't there? Ask the people who worked with Jeff on Historical Roast how that was. That show took 10 years to develop, and literally they got one show or one season of a shitty show on Netflix, and now those guys can't get a meeting. But Jeff just keeps on keeping on. But yet I'm the bad guy. Nope. And you guys are probably going, what's Historical Roast? Exactly. Welcome to the business. Hey, can someone post the link of this show in a Discord? I don't care whose Discord. 9 people on a Wednesday night. No, he did not start the celebrity roast. He doesn't start anything. He walks into shows, slaps his name on it, takes all the money or most of it, and then moves on to the next show. Prove me wrong. Sandman, Dark Side of the Ring coming up. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. I mean, I saw Sandman wrestle at the Olympic Auditorium in front of 100 people. It was literally the saddest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Like you could hear people talking on the other side of the arena. I mean, well, it's not so much. Oh, Tony Khan's a great businessman. I mean, let me tell you that right now. Like, you don't become a billionaire and be a bad businessman. Well, unless you're Trump. But was he really ever a billionaire? I don't know what you're talking about, Kongzilla. I mean, I know Jeff had a podcast called, ironically enough, he never would roast battle me, but his podcast was called Thick Skin, which he actually has. So, he just did it every night. He had a worse schedule than Inappropriate Earl. Hello. By the way, if you want to hear me and Jeff in the same room, he did do an episode of my podcast. Probably the worst episode in the history of the show. But I kept it up. So, yeah, tell me about it, Dr. Nova. But enough about Jeff. I'm here to talk about AEW wrestling, LA Kings hockey. We can talk stand-up comedy. We can talk politics. Nice play there. Victor Arvidsson keeping it in. Shoots. We got Fiala in. Now Kempe over to Dowdy. Dowdy on the point. Hands it over to Kempe. Kempe back to Dowdy. Dowdy back to Kempe. Kempe in the slot. And nothing happened. I would not be the Winnipeg Jets. Big business. Did they win the game last night? I was taping it, but I got too much stuff to do. So are they up 2-0? I see my buddy, the great Alex Iafallo, is playing very well. And right now I'm watching the guy they traded for Alex Iafallo, the great Pierre-Luc Dubois. I don't know if he was at P. Diddy's house, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be very surprised if a few stand-up comics were not at P. Diddy's house. I know the party circuit. Oh, they lost 5-2. Okay, well, 1-1. I mean, that's going to be a 7-gamer. I mean, that's a very tight series. But, man, if you let Nathan McKinnon get loose, he's tough to stop, man. He's so fucking fast. He might be in the discussion with Connor McDavid in terms of fast. Think about that. I mean, McDavid he's like watching a guy in a video game. Yes, they are. I mean, think about it, John Doe. Young people love stand-up. Young people do stand-up that are under 18. Some clubs let them into the club to do stand-up and then they have to leave. But don't think that while they're not in the club or comedy show, people are trying to fuck them. And, listen, some of these kids are down. I knew one comic who was literally going to certain comedy clubs in Orange County. Somehow they would get backstage and were offering, blowjobs, telling the comics, I can keep a secret. Now, most of the time it's the comics creeping on the younger underage people, but in this case, this person was actually creeping on the comics. So I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm not cutting out as far as I know. Refresh the stream if you are having audio difficulties. I'm at full power on the Wi-Fi. Please refresh the stream. Hockey talk, wrestling talk, pedophilia talk. I don't want to say too much in that regard because I don't want the sponsors or the advertisers to get scared of the inappropriate Earlverse. So enjoy the stream. We can talk politics as well. We got the Trump trial in full course now. David Pecker is on the stand tomorrow. He was the man who did the catch and kill stories for the National Enquirer for Trump. We got Stormy Daniels, the porn star. We got Karen McDougal, the playmate. I mean, you got to give Trump this, man. He fucked some hoes. His wife was a rumored prostitute from Slovenia. I mean, he ain't dating the girl from Walmart. What did you think of Stormy Daniels? I mean, she's a better porn star than a comic. I saw one of her stand-up shows. Yowza. I mean, she's an attractive porn person, I guess. I mean, if you look at Trump, he has big hands. Like Melania was rumored to, who knows, in Slovenia. She sure did seem to get her green card real fast. I liked Marla Maples the best out of all of Trump's wives. She was also played one of the stewardesses in, I believe, Executive Decision with Kurt Russell, Halle Berry, and John Leguizamo. Steven Seagal killed in the first, I believe, 5 minutes of the film. I guess he was causing problems on the set, and they just decided to kill him. I think Joel Silver was like, fuck this guy. So if you ever watch Executive Decision, you'll know that John Leguizamo all of a sudden had a much bigger role and dialogue. I mean, it didn't really make sense. I did not see that. I don't want to see Goldberg wrestle anymore. Because, like, Goldberg wrestling, he just doesn't look like the Goldberg we all grew up with. So now he looks like he's older. He's in his 50s now. And he's, like, in great shape for a dude in his mid-50s. But that ain't the Goldberg we saw in WCW. And that's the only one I want to see. So we got Lazat and alone. No. So, and I don't think I think after that Undertaker match, I don't think Dan McDavid's good, man. He is the real fucking deal. But with that horrible match, the Undertaker and Goldberg have, you're not going to see him anytime soon in any company. I mean, maybe AEW on a one-off match, but he'd probably well, I mean, I can't imagine him coming back to lose, but I don't know. I don't want to see Goldberg wrestle. I think Tyson's going to kill Jake Paul. But who knows? I mean, it's one of those scam exhibition things. But I think Mike Tyson's crazy. I think I could see him going rogue if Paul kind of rubs him the wrong way. Like I could see Tyson saying, "Fuck you, man." Yeah, I mean, I just don't want to see it. I mean, listen, Tyson at 58 looks to be in as good a shape as Paul is, and Paul's in great shape. I mean, you might not like the Paul brothers, but like they are in great shape. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, please. And hit the subscribe button, notifications, and all that good stuff. You know how to help a young streamer like myself. It's not that difficult. I mean, Tyson looks real good, man. Now, granted, it's like when Bruce Lee said in Enter the Dragon, boards don't hit back. So I think I can see Jake Paul either taking the dive or getting the match stopped by cheating or something. I mean, Tyson could still go, but it's kind of a no-win situation for Tyson. If he kills him, it's like, well, he should kill him. If he beats him a little bit, Tyson's lost a little bit. Yeah, well, yeah, he's 50 fucking 8. Um, and then if Paul does well, it's just there's nothing in it for Tyson other than money. But apparently Tyson's broke. All this money he made in boxing, it's something like $300 or $400 million. And a couple of years ago, they said he was like 50 million in debt. Like that doesn't seem possible. Even if you tried to lose the money, it would be impossible. But such is life in the land of Mike Tyson. I mean, it's. I mean, Jake Paul has a big head, man. I'm not trying to be funny, but so Tyson got a big target, and Tyson. It'll be interesting to see if Tyson's really into this and is letting it rip. Um, if Tyson lands a good kidney punch, I could see Paul going down. Um, but I mean, Tyson was really bad with money, Williams. So, I mean, I think his career earnings were around 300 to 400 million, something in that range. Like that's almost impossible to. I mean, you can buy a couple of nice homes and cars, and that you know can take a fair amount of money. I used to live next door to the first drummer from Guns N' Roses, and he was broke. So anything's possible, but even he didn't make the kind of money Tyson did. Well, yeah, but I do think he has a shot against Jake Paul. If it's a legit fight and they're both training and there's no bullshit, like there's no fix, I do think that Tyson can kill him. I mean, he's still got power. Yeah, Don King fucked him over. I'm sure he had managers, and ever since Gus D'Amato died, I think Tyson was in bad shape in terms of advisors, and then Teddy Atlas was let go, and new guys came in. I mean, if you see the Buster Douglas fight, Tyson had like a pot, and the Razor Ruddock fights. He had like a posse of 15 people coming with him to the ring. Where you had Buster Douglas, he came to the ring in the Tyson fight with like 3 people. Yeah, Steven Adler was not good with money, unfortunately. Uh, so I mean, I listen. We're all gonna watch the fight. I mean, it's on Netflix. Smart to put it on there. I wish I was Daniel M. If I was the stunt double for Quentin Tarantino, I wouldn't be doing a stream on a Wednesday night. You know what I'm saying? I'm about the money, honey. I was on stage once in the original room at the Comedy Store, and I saw Quentin Tarantino walk in. So I just abandoned my set and started doing jokes about Django Unchained, and it was sold out room that night. But if you're on stage in the original room, and the hallway that comes in and out of that room is very well lit from the hallway, so you see anyone who comes into the room. And when he walked into the room, I just started doing Django Unchained jokes, and he was the only one laughing out of like 250 people. Fuck it. Then he told me I was funny in the bathroom. Yeah, Steven Adler, a good man. I mean, a good soul, Steven Adler was. Very nice guy, sweet guy. But, a lot of demons. I mean, when you get kicked out of Guns N' Roses for doing drugs, you have a problem. You know what this means. Boulder Johnny, $2. Doesn't even say anything. Thank you, Boulder Johnny. You are too kind to me. No, I said when I saw Tarantino walk in, I was like, the first joke I did was, "Hey, we all remember Django Unchained, right?" I mean, I thought it was the funniest movie I've ever seen. I mean, I laughed 142 times. That was the amount of times the N word was used, and he almost fell out of his chair. But the black guy in the front row, he didn't really laugh. So I had to double down on the was it the Charlotte Lewis? What's her name? When she looks into the camera, goes, "Richie, will you eat my pussy?" And then the black guy laughed, and no one else laughed. Comedy's tough. It's no joke. It's like when I was on stage and Bray Wyatt walked in. I did all jokes about his dad. I really thought IRS was an actual IRS agent. Who knew? Hello. Schaub or Michael Richards? I got to go with Michael Richards on that one, to be honest with you. Michael Richards got a few laughs that night. But I'm not going to lie to you. I don't hate Brendan Schaub. He's always been nice to me the few times I've interacted with him at the Comedy Store. And it's never really been, heavy. It's just, "Hey, dude, what's up?" And then one time I was on a show with him at the Improv where he had to follow me, and it was what they call tag team. And I had a really good set. I wasn't killing, but, I did very well. And then as I brought him up, he gave me a fist bump. Said, "Good job, dude." J-Man Jack, $5. Oh, excuse me. Apologize for that. Thank you, Boulder Johnny and J-Man Jack, frequent contributors to the Earlverse stream. I mean, listen, I only talk shit about people if they've wronged me. And, I'll say this. I kind of feel bad for Schaub from the standpoint of, all his friends, when he first got into comedy, all his friends had multiple specials. Callan, D'Elia, Rogan, Theo. So, he goes to these parties with these guys and does their podcasts, and he's literally the only one with no special. So I'm sure he's just like, "I got to get a special. I need a special. I need at least one." And he got it, and it wasn't good. Now, a lot of people are like, "Well, Earl, where's your special?" And it's like, I could have 100 specials. It still wouldn't change my opinion on Schaub's first special. I never saw the second one, so I can't say it was good or bad. Michael Jackson, hello, Michael Richards. He's a performer. He probably enjoys doing stand up. He just wasn't good at it. Because I've said this before, like that night or that situation with the hecklers could have been handled in such a better way. Because I've said this before, sometimes when you're being heckled, as a comic on stage, you're so hyper aware of everything that's going on. I mean, I literally, when I'm on the main room stage and it's packed, I can hear conversations in the parking lot. I have like bionic woman hearing. And the audience really isn't listening to shit around them because they're listening to the guy or girl with the microphone in their hand. So I think that as a comic, you need to let the audience know that there's a disturbance in the force. And I'm assuming most of you in the stream have not been to the Laugh Factory in Hollywood, but there's a balcony, which, when it's really crowded, that whole balcony is filled. And I guarantee you, and they were, so Michael Richards is like this on the stage. They're up that way. So, I'm sure he heard some rumblings up there, and he looks up and he said what he said. And, where an established comic like myself or, you know, any comic with 5 years of ability would have drawn attention to them saying, not, hey, shut the fuck up, but hey, I can hear you guys even in the poor seats where you're too cheap to come down here. And then that makes the crowd go, oh, they're bothering him. Let's turn on them. So Bobby Lee was a mastermind behind Shaw harassment. Well, there's another guy with multiple specials that, Shaw probably was like, I'm funnier than him. Well, my buddy was Schaub's manager at the time. Delia's channel today. How old are you, Williamson? Hello. Yeah, I mean, Bill was pissed because they were disrespectful to Dom Herrera. So he's like, fuck you guys. Does it bum you out when other comics bomb? Well, yeah, if I'm following them, because then I have to pick up their mess. Like the other night, someone at the Comedy Store bombed right in front of me, and I'm going on last, so the crowd's already tired. So, like, as soon as I got called to the stage, 30 people literally got up and walked out, and they didn't even hear me say hello. So, and it's an awkward energy when that happens in the room because the crowd that's staying is aware that other people are leaving. So it kind of sucks for me because I gotta reset the room. I gotta figure out how to, it's like when you're the backup quarterback and you come into the game either because the starting quarterback got hurt or he's not having a good game. So you got to go in there and figure it out. I mean, I don't take it personally. I don't think the person bombing in front of me did it on purpose. Well, he's right. I mean, Brendan Schaub could kill anyone in LA comedy in terms of a physical altercation, but I mean, I would say to his face, especially, if it was brought up, and if he said, "Earl, what do you think of my first special?" I said, "It wasn't good, bro." You know, no one wants to hear your shit's not good. I mean, he might not be a funny comic, but he still has feelings. But what he's got to understand is this is what comics do. When a comic that is well known puts out a special and it's not good, comics talk about it. So he picked the wrong business to jump into. If he's worried about other comics talking shit about him. And I don't consider reviewing a special talking shit. I mean, it wasn't good. It just wasn't. And it's no shade towards him. Like I said, he's always been really nice to me. So, but he doesn't really do stand-up much anymore. So, well, I don't think he was canceled because the special was bad. He just, he put out the second special, and I don't know if it was good or bad. I didn't watch it, to be completely honest with you. I did not watch it. But, when you And I think in his case, yeah, Michael Richards was a good actor. I mean, Jeremy Piven's a good actor. He's a horrible stand-up, but like he's a good actor. Stand-up's hard, man. Especially if you come into it from another field, like whether you're an actor and like Piven got Me Too'd out of Hollywood, or you're Schaub, you're a retired MMA fighter. You know, when you're an MMA fighter, you got a whole team. You got a trainer, you got people who train you in wrestling, jujitsu, boxing. When you're an actor like Michael Richards or Jeremy Piven, you've got directors, producers, and writers setting you up to be your best. Comedy, man, you don't have anyone setting you up other than you. So, oh, you're talking about Michael Richards. Well, I mean, you can't say what he said, and it's pretty hard to recover. I mean, I know he went on, I think, the Tonight Show with Seinfeld to try and recover, but to me, the Michael Richards thing, it wasn't so much the N-word that did him in. It was, I think, the monkey hanging from a tree line. It's something that it was the follow-up line because, with the N-word, you could maybe get out of that by saying, I was just scared. I got into it. I'm sorry. People go, okay, whatever. I mean, I don't think people would do that, but you could really, if you have a good publicist, you could just make it seem like he got caught up in the moment. But to say the monkey hanging from a tree line, that came from the heart. That didn't come, spur of the moment or heat of the moment or whatever. That came because you've had that line in your brain and heart a long time. I just don't think there's any way to come back from that. Well, I think Schaub, in terms of like his associations, yeah, I mean, you're associated with Callan, who had multiple accusations, D'Elia, multiple accusations. And I think in a lot of shows I saw, it was like Callan, D'Elia, and Schaub. It's like, okay, which one of these doesn't fit? And I think Schaub thought he was on their level as a comic, and he wasn't. So, well, I mean, in terms of Michael Richards, well, yeah, but are you black, Daniel M? Oh, I don't know about Callan. I mean, he's one of the few people I blocked. He sent me a friend request on Instagram. I'm like, no thanks. Well, Tony Khan just isn't good on camera. And being good on camera is tough, man. You've got Vince McMahon. Like, forget about his accusations. Just strictly speaking, he's good on TV. Like, he looks like he loves the spotlight. Trump is good on TV. It's a skill to be comfortable in front of cameras. And Tony Khan just looks nervous. He looks like Cindy Brady in that one episode where she stared into the camera on the game show. Well, I mean, if you're going to compare him to other people, yes, other people have done worse. But like, if you're an African American, I don't know. It's like I said, the monkey hanging from the tree line. That to me, that was the ooh, Jesus. Well, I think you could say that, with the first part where he called him, what he called him, you say, I'm sorry, I just got caught up in the heat of the moment. Um, I've done a lot of work for black charities, or however he's going to bullshit his way out of it. But like I said, that line is so specific. And like, what? Like, that line does not just flow off your tongue, heat of the moment. I mean, I've been heckled 1,000 times. That would not be a line I would come up with on the fly. But yes, people have done worse in comedy. There's rapists, there's pedophiles, there's racists, and those are the funny ones. Pew! All right, we got the third period starting. LA Kings 3-3 is a big game. Well, I think you can't say AEW rules and Tony Khan sucks because he's he's paying for everything. So I think his problem is that he needs better writers, long-term storytelling. So I can't say that, Dr. Nova. I can't say that. I mean, you got to give Seinfeld that. He took a shot at saving his career, but the reality is Michael Richards makes. I know what I make on the Jellies, and that ran for 3 seasons. Two really, I get paid for because the first season wasn't on TV. It was on Tyler the Creator's app, and I'm not saying I'm rich from it, but it's still pretty good money from a cartoon that's been canceled for 3 years. So, actually, it wasn't even canceled. It was just Tyler didn't want to do it anymore. So I can only imagine with what a couple hundred episodes, what Seinfeld makes. It's on every hour of the day on some network. That's big money. Well, I will say AEW is doing better with the writing. I mean, when you look at the Jack Perry storyline, it's literally what me and Jordan talked about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I said, this is how they should treat Jack Perry, especially after that reaction he got when he came into New Japan in Chicago with the Crimea River jacket and the um, CM Punk banner. It's like, okay. No, the Jellies, I misspoke. The Jellies was not canceled. Um, it just wasn't. I mean, Tyler, it's an open door, but like to be honest, with every day that goes by, the odds of the Jellies coming back for another season is not likely, to be frank. But Tyler is such an interesting cat that I could see him waking up one day going, "Fuck it, let's bring it back." Um, I don't think Tyler the Creator is a wrestling fan, though. Well, like I said, Daniel, I'm not. I mean, I think, there's just so many. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. Like, listen, I'm the biggest dog lover in the world, as you guys know that. Michael Vick paid his dues, and the LA Kings scored Kevin Fiala, baby. Woo! 4-3, suckers. Now let's see if my boy Pierre-Luc Dubois. I think Dubois will get. No, Dubois will not get the assist. So yeah, I mean, D'Elia's still playing theaters. Um, so Louis C.K. is playing theaters. Uh, uh, yeah, I mean, Copeland is still, um, a viable wrestler. I mean, they're protecting him. Well, James, you never know. You never know. I mean, there's going to be at least a first round upset. So the Dallas Vegas series tight. Boston Toronto's tight. Winnipeg and Colorado's tight. Um, Florida Tampa Bay's tight. I mean, Connor McDavid, like our Monday night, he's just fucking unstoppable, man. I mean, he had 5 assists, and it's not like the Kings played that bad against him. I mean, he was going down on Mikey Anderson one play where Mikey Anderson's one of the best defensive defensemen in the league. And I mean, Anderson was in perfect position, and McDavid did it like a video game move on him. There's just nothing you can do about that. It's just, like he's the best player in the world for a reason. Yeah, I mean that was 4-4. I'm behind here. I'm behind. Sorry. Let me get up to what do Drunken Donuts. You got to super chat me your questions. I told you that last night. So yeah, Dalia, I don't think understood that Snapchat videos can be saved. Like I remember, I think the video he was kind of like, um, no, it's all good. I didn't realize I was behind. Um, I mean, it's a big game. You don't want to go down 2-0 to anyone, really. Is there any truth to the Brentwood hello in the Brentwood area? I don't. That's Can I get that question in English? The fuck? Hello. OJ was my neighbor in Bel Air, not Brentwood, so I'm not sure what you are referencing. SCBID show. 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes, guys. Let's thank the tippers, the fan funders. Thank you, Boulder Johnny and J-Man Jack. Jesus didn't teach hate. He washed feet. All right, there you go. Hold on, let me take a screenshot of that. That's too good of a you know. Hold on, guys. I wish I don't watch anyone's streams anymore, man. It's just too much drama for me. I just don't there we go. It's just too much negativity in the streams, which is funny because I used to watch all the streams, but then it was just like, fuck that. I see what you're saying. Murder was very common in Brentwood. I mean, I don't know about that, but maybe you guys are talking about Brentwood, New Jersey. Comedy Store podcast was great with Earl. I'm too rogue, I think, for podcasts, which is ironic because people, they're too scared to have me on because they think that I'm going to say something and it might affect their fucking writing gigs they're trying to get. So, all right, Kings got a power play, but they pull the goalie until the whistle is blown. Real, man. Yeah, basically. Hey, listen, I don't have a producer, so I got to. Yes, Raymond, always a pleasure to see you at the Kiss concert. Yes, I'm too hot for podcasts. I'm just too hot. Got a knee-to-knee hit on, I believe, I can't see the number. Hyman. Someone told me Hyman's Jewish. I wonder if he tries to sell the pucks after he gets them. Hello. Yeah, I mean, I don't watch anyone stream anymore. Oh, McDavid, Connor McDavid holding. Yeah, I just don't like, I just don't like I'm happy in life. So, when all these streams now, all they do, they're not even shows anymore. It's just literally talking shit about other people. So, stream sniping this guy. I mean, I knew when people were stream sniping me, I'm like, okay, the apocalypse is over, and like if you look at Steel Toe and all that shit, um, and them like making fun of Aaron's wife for addiction problems or whatever. Like, fuck, that's gross, man. But I will be at Hackamania. And people are like, well, how could you be like anti-Dabbleverse or whatever, but do Hackamania, which is basically a Dabbleverse show? It's a stand-up show. I'm a stand-up. I go where the shows are, and it's, from what I understand, selling well. And if you want, If you're coming to Vegas and you want 20% off your tickets, the discount code is pretty easy. It's just Earl. I will be there like Friday afternoon, and then I'm not going to be there that long, but I will be participating in the stand-up shows, and I believe the open mic contest is win Earl Skakel's money. So that should be fun. I'm too lazy to put something like that together. We got 4.5 minutes, guys. 4.5 minutes. Yes, Kip Smith. Thank you. If you can put up the Patreon link as well as, well, it's other than that, it's very easy to follow me. It's at Earl Skakel on all social media. And my PayPal address is skakel@payall.com. I don't want you to randomly send money unless you feel the need to. See, we're at the tail end of the stream. Notice how I haven't brought up money once. Yeah, smack the like button. Thank you, Drunken Donuts. I will read that for free. And then, all right, we got the Kings. We got 7 seconds left on the power play. Kopitar with the puck. Gives it to Doughty down low. Back out to the point to Arvidsson. I mean, we got 4:48. We got a ball game here, boys. It's a big game. I could see, yes, you could find me on the grassy knoll. You could find me on Tina Knoll. Hello. No spots at the Comedy Store this week, but I'm typically there Saturday nights. Well, I mean, it'll be interesting to. I don't believe Kenny Omega is ready to wrestle yet. So what I would guess is that they are setting up something for London, Omega against the Elite. They could bring in Kota Ibushi to reunite the Golden Lovers, maybe to take on the Bucks. But then you're going to need 2 other people in Omega's faction to take on Jack Perry and Kazuchika Okada. So I meet with all fans after the show if they would like. I'm very fan friendly. Excuse me. Do a street comedy on the grass, you would kill. Hello. That would be funny, actually. I thought of doing my special in a tent city, like just to homeless people. Fuck it, But you guys will like. I am doing a preview commercial of sorts for my special that's coming out probably by summer. Hopefully it's worth the wait. We're just trying to find a venue. I want a unique venue. 2 more minutes, guys. 2 more minutes. And then I hit end stream. So get your questions and Snapchats and super chats and super thanks and gifted memberships in. Because if you try and send me a super chat in 2 minutes, I won't get it because I'll be off the air. Are you going to jerk off tonight? Maybe, possibly. But probably not. I don't really have a regular time for this show. It's a freestyle. I still haven't found the perfect time for me. Sunday nights in the early days of the monetization of this stream, I'd get 50 to 60 people in there. I think a few times we had over 100 likes. I've not hit that peak yet, but I also realize I'm doing this stream pretty much last, after everyone. This time slot was appealing for me because I saw Pat Dixon doing pretty well with it. There's no one else streaming at this time. See ya, dude. So, I'm still fucking with the algorithm. 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds. So I'm trying to I like the Blue album. I've got Ace Frehley. I've got Peter Criss waiting there for me. Yes, I do. in the garage. Big Black, always a pleasure. I believe you're new to the stream. I don't recall that. All right, 5 seconds, guys. We'll be streaming tomorrow night. 5. But you got to pay for that, Dr. Nova. I don't do movie requests unless you pay the money, honey. We're at 7 seconds. We're into overtime, but this ain't steel toe. I'm not saying send me money. We go into extra time because you know what? Extra time is out.